This is different to what you expect me to make. This is the most underrated dish in the world, in my opinion. It's a classic dish that comes from the northern part of Italy, the region of Piemonte. And I got my mom to call her friend from Piemonte to share the recipe with me, with you. We're making beef cheeks in red wine. This is so easy, but it does need the time to do the job for you. Ingredients for 4 to 6 people. We need 800 grams of beef cheeks. These beef cheeks I've got, they don't have too much fat, there's not much to remove. But sometimes when you go to the butcher, if they have like a layer of fat, ask the butcher to remove it or you can do it. We're gonna use 150 grams of butter. You can also use lard. We're not using extra virgin olive oil here, okay? Butter or lard will actually go inside the meat and add rich flavors to the meat. Extra virgin olive oil won't do that. 250 milliliters of red wine. Now in Italy they use Barolo wine, an amazing wine, but wherever you are in the world, just make sure you use a nice bold, rich red wine. 2 carrots with the skin on, make sure you wash them properly. 2 celery sticks, 1 onion, and 2 or 3 garlic cloves. 1.5 cup of vegetable stock. 200 millimeters of passata, some bay leaves. I've got some thyme and oregano from my garden. You can use it, but that's optional. And salt and pepper. What pan do we use for this recipe? Okay, now, a nice cast iron Dutch oven, amazing, incredible pan. Use it, okay? But because I'm doing a video and I want you to look at every single detail properly, I'm going to use a casserole, which is also very good, okay? And big enough for the amount of ingredients I'm using. But make sure you have a lid. So we're going to start the cooking process on a medium heat, medium high, because we need to braise the meat. The first thing we want to do is, we put the butter or lard, up to you. I'm going to add the beautiful thyme and oregano, because they add flavors, okay, to the butter. This is top quality beef cheeks from Tasmania. Here we go. And they're beautiful. The reason why we use the butter or lard is because the butter can actually can find a way to go inside the meat and add flavors, okay? The extra virgin olive oil has got a completely different flavor that does not belong to this dish. Also, this dish, it comes from the northern part of Italy, of Piemonte region, where butter is heavily used, so we keep it traditional. My mom friend doesn't actually use any herbs for this dish. She occasionally actually uses rosemary, so you can go for rosemary if you want. But because I've got these beautiful herbs in my garden, I've chosen to use these beautiful herbs. I'm gonna put some beautiful hot butter on top of the meat. Now it's been about 5 minutes. What we're gonna do now is I wanna remove the herb from the side and let's turn the meat around. Can you see that beautiful caramelization there? Beautiful. Look, I believe the herbs have done the job now, so we can take them off. I'm gonna make this meat so tender, you guys actually can eat it with a spoon. You don't need fork, you don't need knife. That's how tender this meat will be. Now before we start cooking the rest of the ingredients, let's just make sure we cook the sides of the meat as well. So you want both sides to basically look just like this. Look at that. And we're gonna take the meat out. Take the meat out gently. See how we seared the meat to perfection? See how beautiful it is? That's what you want to do, all right? On every single side. Now what we're going to do now, we're going to deglaze the pan. So I put this on a medium-low heat. Be careful of the steam, okay? We're gonna put the wine inside and just be careful of the steam, right? Ready? We're gonna go in now. Just put a little bit at a time. Here we go. And now it's safe to add the rest. Let's put all the wine inside. Because we have a stainless steel casserole, we gently want to deglaze the bottom. Because these are flavors. Whatever is stuck to the pan is going to add flavor to the dish. The alcohol from the red wine will evaporate. Now, there are two ways of using these vegetables. Chop them up, like if you're making a pasta, so the sofrito style, or we're gonna use chunks, because I wanna serve the chunks of these vegetables together with the meat, okay? I don't want them to cut into small pieces, just the meat, okay? That's my choice. So we're gonna crush the garlic to release flavors, just like that. You put it inside. Crush the garlic, put it inside. Now with the onion, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna cut the onion into 4. 1, 2. The carrots, who are fresh from the markets, I'm gonna cut them into 4 again. Or you can just break it with your hands. Again, the celery, I cut them into 4, so it's easy to serve. We also want to add the bay leaf, which you cannot miss. Bay leaf is so important. You can choose to use 2, 3, 4 leaves, as much as you want. I'm using about 6 leaves. And quickly going to stir. It's time to put the meat back inside. We're also now going to add 1.5 cups of vegetable stock. Please don't use mushroom stock, don't use fish stock, don't use meat stock. All I want to use is vegetable stock. At this point, we're going to let this cook for half an hour without doing anything. No salt, no pepper added at the moment, nothing. We're going to put the lid on, and this is when the magic begins, okay? The 4 hours of slow cooking starts now, okay? So in about 30 minutes, we're gonna go and see what's happening and add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, the beef cheeks have been cooking for half an hour. The lid on. Ooh, beautiful flavors. Now let's take the meat out one more time. So here is the tomato sauce. Let's put it in. If you don't want to use passata, you can also use tomato concentrate, concentrated tomatoes, up to you. You probably just need 2 tablespoons of it. Now let's put the meat on the other side, okay? So we already cooked this side. Let's turn it around. Let's say we want to turn that meat around maybe every half an hour or every hour at least. Let's put the lid back on and let's keep slow cooking the meat. At least 3.5 hours from now, 4, 5, 6 hours, even better, but at least 3.5 hours. The beef cheeks are almost ready. Now, how do we serve beef cheeks? You can choose, everything like that. You can put it in a panino. I like to serve it with mashed potatoes, the Italian way. To make my mashed potatoes, we need 1 kilo of white potatoes with the skin on. Of course, you can use whatever potatoes you want. I'm sure you can find better potatoes than this. 100 grams of butter. 5 tablespoons of grated pecorino cheese. That's my touch. I want to have about a cup of hot, full cream milk. And some salt. I took the skin off from the potatoes, and now what we're going to do, we're going to put them straight in a pot, okay, with cold water, and then we start boiling them, okay? And now we put the stove on a high heat because we want to boil them. How do we know the potatoes are ready? Well, when you are able to put a toothpick or a fork through it, and it's easy to go in and out, you know the potatoes are ready. But you don't want them to be too soft, like too mushy. Or you don't want them to be like al dente, you know, like a little bit to the tooth. They have to be just perfect. There is no set time for boiling potatoes, okay? All potatoes are different, they react different. So what we have to do every now and then, we have to go and check with the fork. Of course, if you want to cut the potatoes before boiling them, you can do it. That's your technique, great. I do this because that's how I like to do it. But look, now I want to show you. I'm going to take one potato out, and can you see it's still quite firm, okay? The fork is not actually breaking the potato, so I don't really want to take them out. They're not ready yet. This is how the potatoes should look like, should feel like. See, you put the fork through and it kind of breaks. See how it's breaking? But they're breaking easily, so that's what we want. Now what I want to do first, I want to actually throw out all the water and put the potatoes in a strainer. Let's get all the water out. Now let's put those potatoes through the masher. So yeah, you mash and look how they come out. Look at that. See? Beautiful. You guys can use end masher, up to you. Of course you can do that. But I highly recommend you to buy a potato masher like this. It's a small investment to do, but if you really like potatoes, and I believe everyone does, you need to have this around. So we quickly mix, very, very quick. And now we add the butter. I'm gonna add 1 block of butter, so I've got 50 grams in there. We want to melt this beautiful butter. See, the butter already disappeared? Great. Okay, now we're gonna add the salt, as much as you like. I'm not gonna put too much salt because I've got the pecorino cheese here. So I'm gonna put pecorino cheese, and this is the secret ingredient. And now we're gonna add hot, full cream milk, okay? I'm not gonna add too much at the beginning, I'm just gonna put a little splash. And then we'll see if we need any more, okay? So now, the way I like to have my mashed potatoes, it's creamy, not too runny, but not too thick. I'm about to show you. What we do now is we add the rest of the butter, and we add another splash of milk. And we mix again. And as you can see now, we're getting a beautiful, silkier mashed potato. I think I need to add a little bit more milk. Probably use the whole cup of milk. And see that? This is how I like my mashed potato. We just keep doing this until the butter melts, and we are ready to serve. Look how velvety, how beautiful. This is full of flavors. The pecorino takes the mashed potato to the next level. If you miss out on the pecorino or even Parmigiano Reggiano, you're really not maximizing the potential, the flavors that these potatoes can give you. A little bit of cheese, it really takes these potatoes to the next level. Guys, I've been cooking these beef cheeks for almost 5 hours. And look at this, look at the result. Look at that. Look at this wonderful beef cheeks. Wow. Ooh, so moist. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Meat is coming out. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, it's coming off the bone. Wow. But what I want to do now, see all of this? This is flavors. We're going to use this now to make the sauce. Get the meat and let's put it on a plate. The meat can rest, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to get all the vegetables out. We are actually going to serve these vegetables with the meat and the mashed potatoes. Now what we're going to do, which I didn't tell you before, we're going to put this up on a medium-low heat. We're going to get more wine, and we're going to pour the wine inside, okay? So I will say at least half of a standard glass. And now we want to deglaze this pan and reduce the wine. This wine is going to be our sauce for the meat. But it's important that we let the wine evaporate and we let this kind of dry up. We want this to be extremely thick because it's going to be the sauce for our meat. Now when I get a beautiful thick sauce from this pan, so what we do is we get a little sifter, we put it in a plate. We don't want to have the bay leaf in the juice, we just want the juice. So we're going to put it through the sifter. See all of that? Oh wow, that's a combination of butter, wine, stock, meat fat, vegetables. Now let's put the pan back on a medium-high heat. We just want the juice to go back in the pan. See how quick this is cooking? Put it down a little bit. Let's go back down to medium-low heat. And we just want to thicken this up a little bit more, okay? I just want you to see how thick this is already. Look at that. See this beautiful thick sauce? This is going to go on top of the meat and the mashed potatoes. This is what we want. Let me try a little bit. Wow, 5 hours of magic in that spoon. Incredible, what an incredible sauce. Guys, the meat is ready, still nice and moist. The liquid gold is here. The vegetables are here and the mashed potatoes. So let's get a nice spoon of mashed potatoes and put it in the plate. I'll do another 1.5. What we're going to do now, we want to create a nest for the meat, okay? So just create a nest. This is normally what fancy restaurants will do to you. Now, Of course, you can cut the meat into two. That's probably enough for me, but if you have a family, you maybe want to share the meat. I've got the meat right in the middle there. And now I want to add those beautiful vegetables on the side. Got the beautiful carrots, the onions, the celery. These veggies are packed with flavors. And now the final touch, ladies and gentlemen, look at this beautiful juice. We're gonna put this juice right on top of the meat. Look at that. Right on top of the meat. Just like that. Like if you're spreading, imagine barbecue sauce on your meat. The meat was cooked in this sauce and we're gonna put it back on. This is how you make beautiful beef cheek. Amazing comfort food. These beef cheeks, it's gonna melt in your mouth. Let's cut this beautiful piece of meat with knife and fork. Look at the inside. Look how beautiful it is. Cooked to perfection. Now look, if you scrape off, look at the meat that's coming off so easily. You don't need a knife for this. You have a beautiful combination of a marvelous, perfectly cooked mashed potato. The meat is so happy to be here with the mashed potato. You got the beautiful carrot at the back. Look at this beautiful combination of flavors here. If you feel a little bit down, you need some comfort food, this is what you need. Look at that. Wow. You don't understand how I feel right now. Oh, if you want to have the same feelings I have in my body right now, make this and experience this. Ooh, wow. This is one of the best comfort food, one of the best things to cook at home. Please try it, make it, and let me know in the comment below what you think. You want to learn more about Italian recipes? I have an Italian cooking academy online, which you can join now. At the end of the academy, you will become an Italian food ambassador. Join now, because you can change the way you cook Italian forever. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia. Vincenzo's Plate.